Massive day for the parasocials. The Piper Rockelle situation seems to get worse and worse by the day, and fans don't even know what to think anymore. So what happened this time? Well, just around a week ago, Anna Oop would drop a video on the situation, giving even more information about Piper's mom, and exposing much crazier things about what she's done. And these are things that I and many other people didn't even consider. So make sure you guys drop a like. Let's try to hit 1,000 likes on today's video. Liking the video helps out more than you think, so please just do it. Thank you guys. And let's check out this video. As I'm sure most of you guys know, I've covered a lot of stuff on Piper Rockelle over the past few weeks, and every bit of information I find on her and her mom, things just seem to get worse and worse. And a lot of people have been telling me to check out this video by Anna Oop, so let's just check it out.
I need everyone to understand that I'm 18, that I know how to turn a camera on and off, and that I know how to tell people when to stop and to when to keep going. I wanted everyone to see my real, raw emotions, because every single person cries, has panic attacks, feels upset, feels like the world's ending. So I want to just be there and show you guys everything.
Right. Alright, bro.
You guys, Piper Rockelle just turned 18, and instead of it being a cute birthday celebration, the internet is dragging her mom, Tiffany, for the way that she's handling it. From the grown man photographer behind those new photos to the timing that feels
Grown man? Wait, what? Whoa! Holy, bro is getting those angles. What the fuck?
Those new photos to the timing that feels way too planned. People are saying it's giving setup. And that's not even all, because right after those pictures dropped, Piper suddenly reunited with her dad. Fans started questioning her aunt on that cruise,
who cares,
and now
bro?
even Lil Tay herself has jumped into the mix. When you put it all together, it doesn't feel like Piper's stepping into adulthood. It feels like a storyline her mom is still running.
I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out it's her mom basically, you know, doing all of this. And I'm sure she has a say in it to an extent, but her mom's the one who's been pressuring her into this lifestyle since she was a little kid. We all know that's true. It's not even a question. Like, there's no other explanation for it. That's what's happening, whether you like it or not.
Second that Piper turned 18, the posts started rolling out. And not just regular birthday pics with cakes and balloons. No. We're talking bikini style shots, highly posed.
Dude, this, in my last video, I was talking about these pictures, bro. This is just so bad, bro. And in the end, it's just a result of her mom, you know, using her body for money since she was just a little kid. And I want to mention again, this is not Piper's fault at all. This is all she's been taught for her entire life, and this is all she really knows to do on the internet. This is what she thinks the only way for her to get views are. It's literally just her mom's influence on her doing these terrible things.
That gave people the creeps because of the timing.
Dude,
it came
so
off
creepy, bro.
way too convenient that Piper's first thing Piper did after turning 18 was post more grown up, almost provocative pictures. And here's the part that really creeped me out. Like, who's to say some of those photos weren't even taken while she was still 17?
I mean, yeah. Bro, what the fuck? The thing is, right, we all know most of these pictures were taken when she was 17. I mean, guys, if you guys are in the loop of this at all, most of these pictures that were posted on her birthday were in completely different settings, and there was just a bunch of birthday videos she was posting and stuff like that. Not all of them could have been filmed in the same day. And I mean, they could have, but it just seems unrealistic. There's no proof on if these pictures or videos were taken, you know, when she was 17 years old, but it's a pretty, you know, valid assumption that we can make. And not to mention, this guy is a fucking weirdo. Shit, we gotta get the feds on some of these guys ASAP.
Now, to add to that fact, the photographer behind the shots is a grown man, and people are starting to call it disgusting and exploitive. One comment summed it up perfect. Is nobody else finding it weird a grown man is photographing this?
Yeah.
You couldn't tell me the comments weren't filled with concern. Some fans were literally begging her not to go down the route, leaving messages like, Piper, please don't be like the others, do modeling instead, and praying Piper gets the help she needs. Piper, you know the Lord doesn't want you to have an OF. And honestly, the fact that people even have to say this shows how messy it is. Turning 18 is supposed to be fun, maybe even innocent, but the
I don't like how she said that, bro. I'm gonna keep it a sec.
The way that these photos dropped gave people the impression that this rollout was already planned way in advance. Almost like Tiffany,
obviously,
her mom was waiting for the day that Piper could finally be marketed as grown. And y'all know what happens when it looks like parents are behind a rollout like this. People instantly start bringing up the comparisons. In this case, Lil Tay's name came up first. Because, let's be real, the whole thing feels eerily similar. Lil Tay turned 18 not too long ago, and instead of easing back into the spotlight, night, she made it loud. Literally a minute past midnight, she dropped the link, and just hours later, she was bereft.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it could have been worse, bro. And how weird her entire situation is, and hers is way weirder than Piper's in my personal opinion, but it's also not at the same time, because I mean, Piper's been going through this since she was just a little kid, and while their situations are very different, I mean, at least Piper didn't drop the link right whenever she turned 18, and she still hasn't dropped it to this day. But we also gotta remember the other links that her mom has dropped over the years. If you guys don't remember in my last video, first of all, check that video out, but also I brought up a link on a site other than OF that her mom has been pushing out for the past few months or so, where they were posting explicit pictures of her whenever she was only 17, which genuinely couldn't be more fucking disgusting.
Bragging about making millions from it. And honestly, that bragging is the most Lil Tay thing ever. She wasn't even trying to play it cool.
Y'all saying, Lil Tay, why'd you drop the link for your 18th birthday? You don't need to ask dumbass questions. Can I ask you a question? Why your mama make you so ugly?
Bruh.
So when people looked at Piper's rollout, they couldn't ignore how
that is
close it
weird,
felt to
bro.
the same script. The same comparisons now being tied to Piper.
These videos
and while
are so
fans
weird,
want to
bro.
believe
Or those
she's in
pictures.
control, the timing, the style of the photos, and Tiffany's history of controlling Piper's brand all tell a different story. And if that wasn't already making people question what's really going on, Piper's next move made it even messier. Piper actually did a meeting my dad video when she was 14, and it was supposed to be this emotional, vulnerable vlog where she introduced him to her audience. And in case you missed it back then, here is a short clip of it.
So, next question. Why, like, now did you decide to, like, reach out?
Well, I don't know if you know this. I don't know what your mom told you, but I grew up with divorced parents. My parents were separated.
Holy
and so I
scripted,
basically
bro.
saw each parent, you know, I took turns on the weekends. And honestly, I didn't want that for you. I wanted you to have the full experience with your mom.
But just recently, Piper admitted that the whole thing was scripted.
Well, yeah,
She said
obviously, bro.
Tiffany basically told her to fake the moment for views. So if that's true, then Piper didn't really meet her dad on
That is
camera
so
back
bad.
then.
That
It
is
was
so
all
bad.
staged.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest, bro. It's low-key so sad because her entire life at this point is a scripted stunt if you really think about it. I mean, every single waking second of her life since she was a kid has been on camera. Like, all of her fans know everything about her, and it really is genuinely sad if I'm just being completely honest.
My body's ready to do it, but not, like, my brain.
That's why this new reunion feels off. People are asking, why now? Why would Tiffany suddenly allow Piper to spend time with her dad when she's been kept away from him all of these years? A lot of people believe Tiffany intentionally kept Piper away from her dad so she could control every aspect of her
dude,
brand.
I was just
And
thinking that. That's probably it, bro. Because maybe her dad is, you know, more protective of her or something like that. And maybe whenever they divorced, she got more control over Piper and was like, let me just take full control of her brand, you know, allow her to be as suggestive with her body as I want her to, her being Tiffany, her mom, and her dad would have no control or say over it. That's not too far-fetched, I don't think, and it's probably part of, you know, the case.
Now that Piper's legal, she can't block it anymore. One fan even pointed out, notice how she turned 18 and can finally see her dad? And honestly, they're not wrong for wondering because the whole dad storyline is so tied to Tiffany's control. If the first reunion was fake and scripted, how do we know that this one isn't just another move to soften Piper's new image? Especially with all the Lil Tay comparisons swirling, it wouldn't be shocking if Tiffany tried to counter the backlash with a look, family bonding storyline. But if you thought that was strange, it gets even weirder. Right after the reunion post, fans started pointing out something else, a mystery around Piper's aunt and whether the woman showing up in her recent videos was the same one from that Netflix documentary. And honestly, the cruise itself didn't help. Piper being surrounded by the Bop House while all this family speculation was happening just added to the narrative that Tiffany is still controlling the storylines.
I mean, she is, though. Like, do we actually think Piper, you know, wants to hang out with these Bop House girls? Sure, on camera, you know, it seems like she loves these girls and they're having such a good time. But how much of this do you guys think is her mom's doing? How much is her mom pressuring her to hang out with the Bop House models and even create an OF link? In my opinion, it's probably more likely than not. And, you know, Piper might actually really like hanging out with these Bop House girls. But regardless, they're still adult stars. Even though they might not post super explicit pictures, they still post softcore, you know what.
Some fans fans even jumped in to defend her, saying, y'all don't realize the Bop House is safer than her own house. Others called out the hypocrisy, writing, y'all wanted her to join the Bop House and everything, and now that she's hanging out with them, it's a problem. So while the internet couldn't agree on whether the Bop House was good or bad as an influence, the bigger issues stayed the same. Piper's environment
it's still bad. It's still a bad influence.
Managed by the people around her. Which brings us right back to Tiffany, the one person fans keep pointing to as the mastermind behind every move. Because at the end of the day, whether it's the birthday rollout, the dad reunion, or the aunt confusion, the pattern always circles back to the same person, Tiffany. And I have gone into this in past videos, so if you've been keeping up, you already know the details. The point is, the lawsuit filed by former squad members plus all the other allegations was just the beginning. There's more on Tiffany and none of it.
What is this, bro? Like, how fucking old is Tiffany to be doing this shit? Like, no troll. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Good, you guys. Like, if she really did allegedly sign Piper's underpaid to older men, you already know those are the same people waiting around for her to finally drop the link. Now, at the time that I'm making this, Piper hasn't dropped anything like that, and some fans were actually relieved, with one even commenting, so I want to say I'm proud of her for not dropping a blue page link. Like, I gained some more respect for her for it. But then, of course, there were others saying stuff like, girl, she's been 18
it's been like
for
a month,
2 days?
bruh.
How do you know it's not coming? So, even when Piper doesn't do something, the talk never stops, and it all comes back to Tiffany. Once people believe your parent is setting you up, every single thing you post gets read like it's part of a bigger plan. And the comparisons don't just end with fans. Even Lil Tay herself jumped in.
Lil fucking
Piper's
Tay.
most recent videos, Lil Tay commented, "What happened to us?" And Piper replied, "I was nothing but kind to you. Wish you the best always." And honestly, that just made the talk louder because both girls grew up online, both had parents accused of putting fame first, and both changed their whole image.
They both got exploited. It's not even
That's not a coincidence. That's a cycle. So when people warn Piper could be next after Lil Tay, they're not just being dramatic. They're pointing at a pattern that's already playing out in front of us. And right now, it doesn't look like Piper's taking control of her life. It looks like Tiffany is still the one in charge.
And this is the thing, dude. Piper's been posting these types of pictures for years and years. I mean, after doing research for a lot of these videos, like, you find out that none of this stuff is new. Piper's not been posting explicit pictures, you know, only after she was 18. Yeah, her turning 18 just amplified it more, but this stuff has been going on for a very long time. That's not even a question, it's a literal fact. And genuinely, I wouldn't even be surprised if Piper did end up dropping an OF within the next few months or even the next year, because she knows just as well as her mom and everyone else that if she does, she's gonna make so much money, she probably won't even have to work another day in her life within the first month of it dropping. These creeps on the internet are fucking despicable people, and they'll spend literally every dime they have on her, even though it's probably like a fucking 40-year-old man behind the screen texting them. Anyways, though, make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe for more content just like this. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy Janky, and I'm out. Peace.